Good morning, my friends. I come to you this morning with no makeup on because I'm so tired, like usual. Hugo is like having a newborn baby. He keeps me up. Oh my goodness, I must wake up 3 times a night and have to walk through the house, out to the back porch, down the wheelchair ramp, and he's so huge and massive, but there's something out there that he's scared of. So I have to stay out there with him. Then I go back to bed, and about a half hour later, and an hour or two later, he does it to me again. And then my poor son has to get up at 5, so I holler at him upstairs and make him breakfast. I'm exhausted. I'll be lucky to make it to my 75th birthday. I'm telling you today, all the young girls, all the videos are made for the young people. A lot. The 90% of them more are. There's only a few people our age doing them, but everybody started this latte look. And let's face it, from back in my time, that was the more or less the James Bond girl look that we're going to do today. We're going to do the Bond girl look for older women. We can get off with it. I mean, what the heck? They can start a trend. So can we. We can start a viral trend. This morning, I don't look like a Bond girl, that's for sure. I put on a couple of these little teeny, let me put them up to the camera for you. Good heavens, I could hardly see them until I put my magnifying glasses on. So I'm not sure I put 2 on each eye because that other thing pulled out my eyelashes before. But I don't know where they are. So when I go to put the mascara on for you, you'll have to see 2 little things come off, which is eyelashes. So we're going to start off with some mascara, and then we are going to do the James Bond look for women. It's been around for years and it was always gorgeous. I mean, who didn't? Ursula Andrews, all of them, just beautiful. Every single James Bond woman was beautiful. So this morning I'm going to put on the Sky High and hope I don't pull out those 2 little teeny weeny fake eyelashes that I put on because I can't see where they're at. They're hiding in there somewhere. And I'm not going to put on moisturizer. I know it's against everything we've been told because some of the things majority of the things we've been told have been started by young people. And I know we have dry skin at our age. Good heavens, my skin's been around. It'll be 75 years in a couple weeks. It's old and wrinkled. Right? But I don't like putting moisturizer on or primer. I bought that beautiful marshmallow primer, and it's wonderful if you want to use primer. But I don't like to put anything more on my skin and make the wrinkles look even thicker. Is what happens. It's like putting on a really heavy makeup. When you put on a primer and then a moisturizer. Do all that at night, not the primer. The moisturizers and the retin-eye. Do all that at night. I put it on a retin-eye and then the moisturizer. And then, to be honest with you, I know you can't tell. I mean, I still have wrinkles, and my neck still has wrinkles and everything. But I rub the heck out of my skin. And we're always told to be very gentle with our skin. Of course, when we're young, be gentle with our skin. We don't have to be that gentle because at 75, you pretty much got all the wrinkles you're going to get. And when they do a face peel on you, are they gentle? Or when you see people come out of some kind of surgery on their face or a sauna or something that they did to their face and they did all kinds of suction, their face is blood red. They peeled off half their skin. So I rub and rub whenever that retin-eye is starting to dry, and I get little flakes of dry skin, and I know I still have wrinkles, but I swear they're not as deep. They're not as deep. They were deeper, and it's really helped just rubbing with your own fingers or one of those little scrubby things in the when you're washing your face at night. Well, right now, did I put on the mascara? I can't even remember. Yeah, I did. I think I just didn't do the bottom lashes because in James Bond we did the bottom lashes and everything back in my day. Remember how gorgeous those women were? It was generally, you can use any color. It's generally browns. It's generally always neutral colors. But those new dark greens, like the Dose of Colors, these ones that I have, these things have the best They don't have fallout. They're really good. That Christian Dior was really good. I made the mistake of ordering this on Amazon to do a YouTube for it since it was natural colors. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Don't get it. The glitter's inside of there. We can still wear glitter, but not these. I really should have sent that back. It was only $8, so I didn't really care. Got a little mirror right here. But, oh my goodness. And look, a couple of them are still on my eyebrows. I was 4 days ago experimenting with it. I got glitter chunks in my eye, and at my age, you can't see anyway. You couldn't even find them to get them out. My poor son was like, oh wait, stand still, Mom. Another glitter on the white part of your eye. Oh no. Those were just, don't get them. $8. Just because they look natural. I'm going to order another unit. I think it's called unit something, and it's only $10. And it's a smoky set that we can always use, because today we're going to use smoky colors. And we're going to use, I really should put on some, that was the Sky High, the Maybelline Sky High. I really should put on, you know how I like to put everything back. Oh, I'm going to tell you, my son got me a new chair. I don't know if you recognize it. I love it. It's all padded, so I can sit back and the arms go back on it. Both my sons went together and got me this. And guess what else? What are you looking at? The speaker. You can hear me. But this morning I was looking for something. God has been so good to me, because, you know, generally I've fallen quite a few times now. Mostly my head hits the dog, but I went to slide the chair back because I dropped a little teeny weeny baby eyelash. I missed the chair and fell on the floor. But it just scared me. It didn't break a thing. Thank God. God's always good to me. I broke a bone yet, because once you start breaking the bones, it's not too good. Wearing a beautiful green shirt. I couldn't tie the back of it because I'm alone. It's got a little knot on the back. But this was $10 on Amazon. I'll link it. I just hope they're not sold out. They had some. This was $10. Some were 30 some. I couldn't understand why. We're going to use the Mario. If you only own one tablet in your, well, one eyeshadow, that, my little Christian Dior that I save for special occasions, which is, my special occasion is a trip to the hospital. But we're going to use these Morios today, and we're going to put on powders. And some of my wonderful friends, subscribers, have heavier hooded eyes than I do. My eyes are hooded right here. As you can see, there's something down here. So many of us get it right here, and it comes down. And all we need to do for that is, I set it out. But you know, when I set out something, I can't find it. Here it is. You can use any kind of, if you're not going to wear anything during the day, face makeup or anything, there's the e.l.f. Just a little bronzer. But I always keep mine back here. As you well know, I'm looking down into a mirror. You can barely see that on me because that's a very light color. But put it up here if you're hooded this way and you can barely see your eye, because my eyes are very sunk back. And then you put a very light color right where you still can't see your eye, especially right here in the corner. You put something a little shiny, something a little, where you're not going to get a shine thing in your eyeball, but something a little shiny. Well, this is my favorite ever since. I use it with literally everything that I have, is this Urban Decay one. It used to be called Urban Cowboy, but now they've changed it to a Moon Dust. You can use your finger, anything. I forgot to put primer on my eye. I wasn't going to put primer on my face, but we will still put it on my eye. But just right in here, if you're hooded real bad right here and you've got very little lid, where I have so much darn lid because my eye is sunk back, then you just put it right there. You see that little bit of glimmer? And it'll make a little bit of the lid show up, and then you put some a little darker than your skin, probably a little darker than that elf one I had, because you're all probably, I have an olive undertone, but y'all could probably use a little darker than that. So we're gonna put on our face makeup first. You know I'm a big lover of powdered foundation, but today I'm going to splurge. Haven't done this in ages, and try a wet sponge, my Giorgio Armani. My poor son spent a fortune on for me on Mother's Day. I'm so happy with this chair, except it tried to kill me. It slid its own wheels, and I went to sit down. It's like, you can sit on me. Went all the way backwards. I sat on the floor. We're gonna put some. See, it's darker. Always look better with the darker, because our neck's darker. For some reason, the darker you look, the better. I'm going to pat gently around here, because this is where the wrinkles love to hover. Hovering wrinkles right there. I might need a little bit more of that. It's not hard to believe. One drop usually does it, but I'll try two since I haven't done it so long. And I'm a little shaky because the snoring, wonderful, great big St. Bernard German Shepherd Sissy goes out twice a night and hides behind me, so no animal will get him. I'm like, jeez. You know what? I think I'm just going to use Giorgio Armani as primer on my eye. I could put the I brought the matte concealer out. I could use that. I might as well. Just a little bit of spots on my eyebrow, I see. Just kind of go easy around those wrinkles. Okay, that's it for the makeup. Right? Beautiful, beautiful makeup. Oh. Now we'll do me eyebrows. Now for the James Bond look. Normally you see me go under here a little, and I try to get rid of that arch that I have right there, because we did that when we were young. We did great big points and then a little thin narrow, but I'm not going to go under here. I'm just going to leave it. This is just e.l.f. Inexpensive. But I'm going to extend. See. I'm going to go at the top instead of the bottom. I'm going to go up the top and extend that. Really should have shaved those two little hairs right there. I'm going to come in a little bit right here by my nose. And up above the brow instead of down here where I kind of like to go straight across generally when I do that cat eye effect. You know, the cat eye effect is very similar to the James Bond thing. But we are going to start a trend of the James Bond women. I mean, who can't say those women were beautiful? And they could wear purples and things. I just blended them. Sorry, I have a bunch of mirrors in front of me, so I don't know what the heck to stare into. Let's lock that down with that. I'm going to put the things I've used aside here with that NYX clear. You know, a little poet, Susie, she mentioned something about osteoporosis. Because, you know, my thumbs, I can hardly even open a bottle of water or anything because my bones hurt. She said the doctor told her about Caltrate. I am ordering some on Amazon because I don't receive any medicine, which I don't know, I don't understand, but I have severe ulcerative colitis. It's put me in serious condition twice in intensive care unit of St. Mary's Hospital with 105 fever and an oxygen level that was really not good. And the only reason I'm alive is my children prayed for me constantly in the chapel. But I think there must be some kind of medication somebody could give me for it. But I'm gonna take that Caltrate. Can't eat much anymore. So we're gonna use the MAC concealer. I think this is a tiny bit too dark on me, but I'm gonna put it on my eyes. One video I took, I don't know what happened. But you know, I'm always trying to hide my crease because I have deep set eyes. The camera went crazy and put a great big dark line in there, which I didn't do, but it did. Let's see, I set out a pencil for this. No. I'll use an eye blending pencil to blend that in. The reason I'm doing this is it does our eyeshadow. I know when we're in a hurry, our eyeshadow sticks better to some kind of a liquid base. It's like glue, you know. It'll keep it on all day for you, and it won't run together as bad. In here, we get very deep hollows when we get older, right there. And you know here we sink in too. Don't ever make the mistake of making that C and going there with dark. That's not for when you get older. Majority of videos on YouTube are young people. And let's face it, our beautiful younger generation are beautiful even without makeup. So anything anyone puts on them just makes them more glamorous. And they deserve to be. And some of them are so talented. I was a professional makeup artist with a license. You had to have a license back in my day. I don't know if you do nowadays. But these girls are really, really talented. My grandchildren, some of them put me to shame. Well, they swear, bless their little hearts, that they learned from me. That and decorating. I love to decorate. You know, I love to. I take old furniture, spray paint it and stuff like. I used to take it outside and do it. So, there's some concealer. I'm going to put a little concealer on those lip lines. What's ever left there? I know I still have wrinkles, but I'm telling you that rubbing my skin into the little piles that come off, and you just keep feeling them at night, and you just keep rubbing until you're about exhausted. I do it every night, and I swear it is peeling off dead skin, which are wrinkles. Okay, so I think that's blended in good enough. I have a big mirror in front of me here. And then a bunch of little mirrors. So we'll set that aside. Now, let's line our lips first because I look absolutely horrible without lipstick. Lipstick, I believe, is something. Contouring is another thing. I don't believe in contouring either when you get older. Contouring is bringing down. Good heavens, our face has already gone down with age. Unless you have a very full face, I don't think you need to contour. I think you just need to put some blush here and some highlight. Or some, you know, but not the dark contouring. Oh my goodness, never go down into here. It'll just age you even more. We're going to overline these little suckers, you know that. Let me get up close here so I can see. Now, you know, I joined my two peaks together. But back in the olden days, in my time, they made the peaks. They made the peaks bigger. I'm so sorry. My own hands are shaking. It's just always shaky. to tell you one day what happened. You know, we don't have a neighborhood, and we don't have a sidewalk, and we don't have street lights. We're on a major, it's just like a freeway. Our houses are very far apart in this section on the highway. I don't have like a real neighborhood. Like you can't, you have to run like heck to find your neighbor. Except I have one neighbor that's closer, and my fence, I have a fence. We can't fence the whole front yard, it's way too big. It's almost 2 acres. But the fence starts there at the beginning of my driveway and then goes to the backyard where the dog can run. Her neighbor's a little closer to her because he doesn't have as much acreage as I do. I'm so sunk back that it looks like I'm kind of in her backyard. She's my age. A year younger than me. And thank God when she's home, I mean she's married and has a husband and they travel sometimes, but when she's home she takes a look at it in case I fall over in the yard. Because you know I go out there I actually use a chainsaw occasionally. That's why my son, he hides the chainsaw from me because I try to help him so much that I literally hurt myself. I need to sharpen that. And then that's why I'm so tired all the time. That and the dog keeps me up all night. But I try. I'm like the last of the old Amazon women. I try to help him. I mean, I lift some things that I should not be lifting. And if he finds out, he never gets mad and screams at me. He's an angel. But he's like, Mom, I hid the chainsaw. I am going to do it. But, you know, he was in a terrible car accident and lost his Jeep. And it broke his back in 2 places. And I've been worried to death about him and my daughter ever since. And you know how we are. We'd rather hurt ourselves than our children. But anyway, to make a long story short, she has the most beautiful, beautiful puppy that you've ever seen. Oh my, if I knew how to edit, I'd insert a picture. I don't even want to go into the details of it. She's close enough to the neighbor next door to her. I mean, you can't reach out and touch any houses here. I mean, it's quite a distance, but hers is closer than I am to anybody, but she's closer to her neighbor. Her neighbor was walking their giant dog, who's as big as Hugo. I start crying even talk about it. She walks her dog on a leash because she doesn't have a fence, and my dog can only go in the back part. If he goes in the front part, I told you, when he ran out the highway one time, I was almost killed. Okay, we're going for the MAC lipstick. I love this thing. It's the, I believe I read the color to you. I'll show it to you. It's these drier ones. And this time I'm going to go all the way around my lip. Which I don't usually do. I'm emphasizing down in here more. That's not my lip, that's a lip line. Because in James Bond they always had fuller lips. Love that lipstick. Ooh. I'll read that color to you. Oh, never mind. I won't. It's really little. Not made for older people. And then NYX lip pencil. And we'll just put a little bit of my oil that you know I love to use too. MAC lip oil. I never dreamed I'd like oil because, you know, oil will seep down into those little lip lines. But this little thing's wonderful. I've used those. We'll put on some of my favorite, you know, I'm going to take this one to the grave with me, my Gucci. I got Patricia, who's always sending me cards and everything, hooked on this too. You know, it comes with its own brush. I also don't have to buy expensive brushes. I'm going against so many things that the young people say that they might get mad at me, but I mean, they're so young, nothing matters. They're gorgeous. They're better at makeup than me. A little bit of this. I'm not contouring. That's not gonna happen. This giant forehead. We'll put some of that up there. And a little bit of dark right below your lip. These shaky hands. Okay, now we'll put a little bit of, I'm going to put a little teeny bit of rouge on. This is the Pixie. Looks dark, but I don't believe it is. Let's just try a little. See how that goes. Smaller, medium-sized brush. Up high. Try to go up high. Okay, now you know I don't have eyeliner on yet. I just have that line that I put on the inner rim that I always do before because it looks so spooky. 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 This isn't a designer. Well, we'll use this one. Even though we don't need a designer, we just need a pointed brush. This is a no name. I can't even see the name on it, but it's making a difference. They basically do the same thing. We're gonna use black powder as an eyeliner. If you don't like the black, I'll tell you what, I'll tap some of that off and I'll use the brown, because black's a lot of times well, we hear that story, startling. It's no more startling on our eyes than it is a young person's eyes. Good heavens. Can I keep anything still? Go further with that line. Black and brown mixed together again. I'm going to use the brown mostly. Above my crease, see my crease? With this James Bond thing. Don't worry, it looks silly now. We're going to fix it. Brush cleaner things there. Let's put a little bit lighter color underneath. Let's go with this one. Anything's a guess on these. Every single one of them look good on every skin tone. If you're a darker skinned woman, these look gorgeous on you too. Gorgeous. These are something everyone should invest in. This one, you can buy all the eyeshadows in the world, which I try to do. But when it comes down to natural looking eyeshadows, you can't beat the L'Oreal. Use this middle one right here. It's kind of a it's a brown, but I don't like orange. It has some kind of maybe a burgundy tint to it. It would be so nice. Burgundy is always pretty. And they kind of extended it down a little bit right there. Back in those days. we didn't end right there. We went out a little. I hope you can see that. Okay, we're done with that brush right now. This is a MAC brush, my Old Faithful. Love this brush. We're going to use this second one. And possibly, let's see if that's dark enough for a transition color. Yeah. Now this is where if you've got heavily hooded eyes, you're going to come all the way up into here, where I'm coming right now. That really wasn't very dark. I'd really like to go a little darker. I'm going to mix that. I'm going to put this one on first. I'm going to put it on all over the lid. Because that thing is a lot lighter than it looks. And that's going to be our transition color. But remember, if you're very heavily hooded, come in here. I'll go ahead and come in here for you anyway. Even though I'm sunk in right there. I'll do it so you can see. See, that color was so natural. We need to go darker. Let's try this one and this one. My speaker's in the way. First time anybody will complain about the speaker. Usually nobody can hear me. I'm mixing these two. Here. I'm going to do the NV with them. Pretty far out. A little bit of fallout right there. That's what I get for not putting a piece of Scotch tape there. Scotch tape makes everything in with a beautiful edge. If I had Scotch taped that, you wouldn't see that little drop of fallout. Now we're going to go for these cheap little brush cleaners at the dollar store. We'll go for a little lighter right in here because we are sunk in there. That was a little too light, wasn't it? Let's blend that a little bit. A little bit better than that. Let's take this is a double-ended brush. And blend. I'm not going to do the circle too much because that's kind of great for erasing, more or less, than blending. Remember, we're James Bond women. I'm going to rub this in a little bit. Blend this too with this lower brush. Right here. This is great for an evening look. If you're going out with your husband or your partner or your friends. I need a little something to brush that away. Because I'm so used to myself, I don't use, but to show other people, I really should have taped this whole area right here. And that fallout would have fallen on that tape. And besides that, you would have seen a much more perfect than you see at the moment. V. And we still have a little bit there. Let's put this. This is. I use the matte concealer, but this is the Elf Peach. And you know, anything, if you can get anything in a peachy or a pink color, grab it, because pinks and peach and yellow and stuff like that will get rid of a lot of skin discoloration. A little bit over here too. You know, I still haven't trimmed my hair. My edges, I'm telling you, could be a deadly weapon. The ends of my hair. I have got to get around to trimming them myself. My daughter hasn't come over in so long because I live so far away. So I'm just going to do it myself. See, that made it a little bit more of a cut, which you wouldn't have had to do that if I put the tape there. As if that isn't good enough for me, I'm going to come out a little bit more with this reddish burgundy color. And you know, Peggy, I forgot when you asked for a purple eyeshadow look, I forgot to tell you, online you can get on Amazon the beautiful purple, the shiny one. It's not all that shiny either, and it doesn't go in your eye and put your eyeball out. The purple, you know, little brush on ones. There, we made it a little bit more obvious. That little dark spot there just does not want to go away, does it? Well, just think of me as having a black eye from falling from the chair. What's that thing? Let's put a little more elf on that. It's just blending it in darker and darker. That could all been avoided with a simple piece of Scotch tape. You always want to make this part look fuller. That part right there always sinks in anyway when you get older. Now, let's see. Have we missed anything? Well, the only thing, we're going to spray our face, you know. I haven't been spraying my face a lot. Instead of using a primer, I generally just spray my face. I'm telling you, I love this stuff. I'm scared to use it. The Diablo. My goodness, it came with that package when the kids were buying me those. I think you get a lure. Woo! This stuff is so nice. It's got some mineralizers in it that are good for you. I think I'm going to go even a little wilder. Well, I haven't tried this in ages. Little Magic Root cover up. A little bit more blonde in my hair and see what happens. Oh my goodness, it's got a little teeny nuzzle. Oh, look at that. There's some blonde streaks in your hair. Look at me, blonder. Spray spots of your hair. And you just wash it right out. Okay. I think we are done the James Bond look. I think so. Yes, I believe so. Well, I'm going to go a little bit more further. The Milani. Let's put a little teeny bit of shine on my face. Get a bigger brush for this. Let's see. Well, I'll use that small brush, but there's a little bigger one here. It's that battery powered one. list these colors below. I wanted the Max. They make a gold one. I'm not going to shimmer those wrinkles. That's for sure. And if you'd like, I put on some highlighter. Cheap body massage, facial massage. That's a Michael Todd brush. That thing is just, I don't know how my daughter found it, but she did, bless her heart. She doesn't get out much. She finds things on QVC for me. This is an old Stila liquid highlighter. I don't want to get caught in that bag. And we're going to end it with I put on top of everything. If my son will say, Mom, let's hurry, we're going to pick up your prescription. I just put this on. This is that. This is where it gives your eye the wet look. The Moon Dust Urban Decay. It's on Amazon. But I believe this little thing, this one eyeshadow, I believe it was $20-some. It's well worth it. Because it doesn't really get into our little crepes. And it doesn't hurt our eyes. It doesn't get into our eyes. I love it as a finishing touch. There we go. I am an older James Bond woman. So are you. God bless you. Thank you, my new subscribers and my old subscribers. Love you to death. Goodbye. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching.